God of War 3 was released last week for the PlayStation 3. It was developed by Sony Santa Monica Studios, currently has a 93 on Metacritic. Brian, how amazing was God of War 3?
I don't know, Rich. I didn't really like it. I mean, you couldn't even jump, and I don't know, it was kind of boring.
No, Brian, God of War 3, not Heavenly Sword, Brian.
Oh, God of War 3! God of War 3 was on some other level.
Dude.
It was on another level.
Come on. When you put that game in, right?
First 5 minutes.
First 5 minutes, the first 45 minutes, man, was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Look, all right. We all know how absolutely hyped I was for this game, right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge God of War fan, but dude, the first 45 minutes, it blew my mind, and it beat my expectations right off the bat.
Completely. And the first thing I realized, were the amazing visuals. Oh, amazing. And they're doing a lot of great things. Can we talk about Kratos' model?
Yeah.
Kratos looks amazing.
Right.
And he's not hiding under armor or any of that kind of stuff. He's a human being. He even breathes. He's breathing.
His character model in-game character model looks better than the CG in Final Fantasy 13, honestly.
It looks better than the CG in God of War 1 and 2.
Right.
Like, if you told me back then that we'd be seeing this in game,
it's unbelievable. Yeah. And supposedly the cell processor's emulating 16 times anti-aliasing.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows,
that's
man.
Part of why there's no jaggies anywhere.
So let's talk about Santa Monica Studios. I mean, what do you think? How'd they do here?
Well, I think they did an amazing job. And the thing that's blowing my mind is this is their first game of the gen.
That's right.
First game. I mean, even Naughty Dog had to have Uncharted 1, which is good.
Yeah.
But it had the worst screen tearing ever. And, some of the levels weren't that good. They needed something to build on. This is their first game.
Think about that. Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2.
Right.
And this is Santa Monica's first game, which is way better than Uncharted 1. Imagine what their next game is going to be. Like, look, Brian, we always talk about Valve, Naughty Dog, Blizzard, and the former Infinity Ward as the elite. I mean, come on. It's a disservice to Sony Santa Monica to not put them up there with the elites. I mean, look, before it was official, but now it is government official.
Government official.
Government
Putting
official.
the stamp on.
God of War is the best action franchise ever, and I don't think it'll be taught for years to come.
Obama is mentioning it at the State of the Union.
Right. Stamped, raised seal, hold it up to the light, you see the little holograms. This is government official, Bri. And, Epic Games, I honestly think that they should change their name to Minuscule Games. I really do, because Sony Santa Monica owns the rights to the word epic.
That is what this, look, we talk about what makes God of War work. Things I like about it is it seems like it's a lot of Metroid and Zelda wrapped in this Greek mythology.
Yeah.
And who is not compelled by Greek mythology?
Right.
It really begs the question, what took so long to have Greek mythology in games?
That's a good point.
And that's the part of the games I like. And I think God of War 3 keeps the tradition. It's got the puzzles. It's got great pacing. This is something people understand. In games, there's pacing. I remember God of War 2 had amazing pacing. You know why? There's no loading. There's no loading at all in God of War 3.
Zero.
So you just move from place to place.
And no installation.
Yeah, and they always balance the highs with lows. They keep the roller coaster going.
Yep.
The only complaint I have, without any spoilers, is the last quarter of the game.
Be careful, Bri.
Yeah.
Kratos is watching. But continue.
I'm a little worried. I don't know if I'm going to say what I'm going to say now. The last quarter of the game, I found a little disappointing. Just because previous God of Wars always went out with a bang.
Yeah, of course. Look, I agree with you, all right? Let's take a step back. Did God of War 3 disappoint me? Absolutely not. It was an awesome game. Could it have been better? Absolutely. But like we said, they had 3 years to create a brand new engine. The director of God of War 2 left, suddenly, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a lot of stuff going against them, and they created something really, really great. It's interesting. At the very beginning of the game, immediately I saw comparisons to the Metal Gear series, which is a very Japanese game.
This game had a lot more Japanese storytelling, and that's something I didn't actually like. One of the things I like about God of War is how directed it is.
Right.
I don't have to worry about feelings and emotion. I just kill people for revenge.
No, I agree. I don't think it was overboard, though, and by no means did it ruin the game, but there was certainly a lot of Kojima-esque, with the group of villains in the game. It felt very Metal Gear 3-ish. And then, of course, the ending, it felt like a Metal Gear epilogue. But we're not going to talk about that because we don't want to spoil anything.
What's the one thing people hate about God of War that people always complain about? Quick time events. And I think they fixed them. They're still there, which I think they should be. That's a part of God of War. They made them better. They put the buttons on the edge of the screen. So, circles on the way right, X is on the bottom.
Right.
I thought it was a lot better because one, you could see the action. Two, you don't actually have to think about it. It's just the top of the screen.
Exactly.
It makes you press it.
And it takes the first couple times to realize that you don't have to look over there.
Yeah.
Because if it's on the left, it's square. If it's on the right, it's circle. I thought that was
It
brilliant.
was jarring at first, but I think it was a better decision in the end.
Let's talk a little about the gameplay, too, because from a gameplay standpoint, this is an action game, right? From an action game standpoint, this was the best of the series.
Definitely.
The combat was unbelievably fluid, you know, in the weapons, Bri. This is the first God of War game that I actually used the other weapons, like more than just trying them. Like I
awesome.
used them through the game.
And there was a couple of big changes because L1X, you can switch weapons on the fly now. I thought that was great. They also slimmed down the magic system. What did you think of that? Now in the way the magic works, you don't select it. It's tied to the weapon you're using. I actually enjoyed that change.
I thought that was actually great and smart because that makes you use the other weapons, see?
Right. Before, you know, you would just juice up your regular blades and you'd use your one spell and you really didn't use anything else.
And you know, having just played God of War 1 and 2 again with the God of War collection, you know, it probably would have felt a little like dull if I just used the Blades of Chaos again.
Yeah.
But, well, yeah, we won't get into that. The blades, but you know, having these other weapons to choose from, it really made the combat refreshing. Yeah. Really refreshing. Like almost like this Slurpee.
Yeah. All I know is, I love God of War, but I'm also glad it's over because what are they going to make next?
What are they going to make next, Bri?
You had a harebrained idea. I don't know if people tell people.
All right, last couple things. Here's my idea. Like, all right, let's say.
This is legitimate. Rich actually thinks this is a good idea. Let's hear this idea.
Well, great setup, Bri.
I'm really selling it. Really selling it.
So look, let's say the God of War franchise, as we know it, Kratos' story. Let's just say, per chance, that it's over. Okay. Yeah. Well, they make a new franchise, very God of War-esque, taking place in Egypt, right? Mm-hmm. You're an Egyptian slave working on a pyramid, something like that. Rage gets filled into you somehow, some way, and you fight pharaohs and Egyptian gods. Think about the puzzle aspect of that game in the temples. Think about the setting. It's a new setting. Why hasn't Greek mythology been used all this time?
Yeah,
why hasn't Egypt been used all this time, right? I think it'll be fantastic. I think it could be great. What's wrong with that?
Because my idea is way better. My
idea
is like 20 times better. Because what's something the game industry is missing? It's a lot of panache, a lot of creativity, a lot of quirkiness. They should make the first blaxploitation game ever. I'll tell you what, it's called Bill of War. It's called like the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
It's set in America during slavery times, and you go around killing the founding fathers. The first blaxploitation game ever.
What?
That is amazing.
What is going on, Brian?
What?
That is the worst idea ever.
Blaxploitation over Egypt.
Worst idea ever.
What?
Worst idea. Brian.
I still watch Dolomite, and I love Dolomite.
Brian, can we talk about two more things I just want to get across here?
Right.
One, I legitimately texted you after the game. I felt like I read a 2,000-page epic novel that was my favorite thing ever, and it ended. I felt empty. I felt suicidal. I told you that I might turn to drugs last night, Brian.
I recommend cocaine. I recommend cocaine.
I didn't turn to drugs, though. I didn't turn to drugs. Instead, I turned to Wikipedia, looked up some Greek mythology, and saw that, wow, these guys really did some research. There are a lot of elements from the original stories in this game that I didn't even know about.
And we talk about epic. I mean, you mentioned epic.
Yeah.
I don't think this game's going to be out epic for a while.
No, come on,
and
Brian.
One of the reasons it works is the sense of scale.
Yeah.
There's a part in the game
But
where you're basically a millimeter big and you're comboing, baby. You're comboing.
You're still playing.
You're getting orbs, and I was like, whoa.
Still playing.
This is awesome. That's something that always go in your head when you play God of War.
Last thing, Brian.
This is awesome.
I'm going to put my Sony fanboy hat on. I apologize. But
was it off? I didn't realize it was off.
No, but Brian, actually, you know what? No, fanboyism aside, like, I hate that you can't say good things about a company.
Yeah.
All right, fanboyism aside, Sony is running things, man. To me, they are the best publisher this generation, bar none.
Oh, yeah. The first party is amazing.
None. Uncharted 2, Heavy Rain, God of War 3, Killzone 2, and soon-to-be Gran Turismo 5. Graphically, they're setting the standard every game that comes out. And not only graphically, but, I mean, these are unbelievable games. What publisher out there is making games like this, one after another? It is unbelievable.
Not many.
Hats off to Sony, honestly.
And honestly, I bought a PS3 for 2 games. 2 games. God of War 3 and The Last Guardian, and that 50% of the purchase was justified. You know, if only God of War 3 and Last Guardian came out, I think all the R&D that went into the PS3 was justified. Just like Galaxy justifies the Wii, this justifies this system.